Welcome to this comprehensive walkthrough of one of the most impactful personal development books ever written, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. This book has sold over 40 million copies worldwide and has helped shape the lives of entrepreneurs, leaders, parents, and individuals striving for growth. What sets it apart is its principle-centered approach. Instead of teaching surface-level tactics, Covey takes us to the roots, timeless principles that govern human effectiveness. In this summary, we'll explore each habit in depth, weaving together Covey's insights, practical examples, and how you can apply these habits in your life starting today. The paradigm shift. Covey opens with a powerful idea, that if we want to change our lives, we must first change the lens through which we see the world. This lens, our paradigm, shapes every thought, every reaction, and every decision. Most people try to change behaviors without addressing the underlying mindset that drives those behaviors. But lasting change, Covey says, begins with a paradigm shift. Instead of focusing on personality ethics, things like charm, image, or quick-fix techniques, we need to return to character ethics: honesty, humility, integrity, and courage. These are the principles that build trust and drive long-term effectiveness. This foundational concept prepares us for the 7 habits that follow. Habit 1. Be proactive. The first habit lays the groundwork for everything else. Be proactive. This is about recognizing that you are not a victim of circumstances. You have the power to choose your response to whatever life throws your way. Between stimulus and response, Covey teaches, there is a space, and in that space lies our freedom and our growth. Reactive people blame circumstances, moods, and others for their actions. Proactive people act based on values. They carry their own weather regardless of external conditions. They focus on their circle of influence, the things they can control, and by doing so they expand that influence. Proactivity isn't just about taking initiative, it's about taking responsibility for your life. It's saying, I am the creator of my future, and living each day with that conviction. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Habit 2 is the habit of vision. It's about knowing where you're going so you can better navigate the journey. Covey invites us to visualize our own funeral. What do we want people to say about us? What kind of parent, friend, or leader do we want to be remembered as? This sobering exercise is meant to clarify our values and help us identify what truly matters. Beginning with the end in mind means creating a personal mission statement, a written document that defines who you are, what you stand for, and where you're headed. It acts as a compass, guiding your decisions, priorities, and behavior. Without this clarity, we risk climbing the ladder of success only to find it's leaning against the wrong wall. This habit is about intentional living, choosing today based on the legacy you want to leave behind. Habit 3. Put first things first. If habit 2 is about vision, habit 3 is about execution. It's where priorities meet time management. Too often we confuse urgent tasks with important ones. We get caught in the whirlwind of emails, meetings, and obligations while the truly meaningful work, like nurturing relationships, investing in health, or planning our future, gets neglected. Covey introduces a time management matrix with 4 quadrants: urgent and important, not urgent but important, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. Highly effective people focus on the second quadrant, the one that's not urgent but truly important. This includes activities like goal setting, relationship building, exercise, and reflection. Living in this quadrant requires saying no to distractions and yes to what really matters. It's not time management, it's life management. It's organizing your week around your values and roles, not your to-do list. Habit 4. Think win-win. Habit 4 shifts the focus from independence to interdependence. Once you've mastered self-leadership, you must learn how to lead and collaborate with others. Think win-win is not about compromise or giving in. It's about the mindset that in every interaction, there's enough success, recognition, and opportunity to go around. It's the belief that one person's win doesn't have to come at the expense of another's. This habit is rooted in an abundance mentality, the understanding that life is not a zero-sum game. Practicing win-win requires high courage and high consideration. You must care deeply about others while also standing firmly for your own principles. It's not a soft or passive approach. It's strong, respectful, and deeply effective in building trust. Whether you're negotiating a deal, resolving a conflict, or parenting a child, win-win thinking transforms competition into collaboration. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This habit is at the heart of effective communication. Most people don't actually listen. They wait for their turn to speak, or worse, they listen only to respond, not to understand. Covey calls this autobiographical listening, projecting your own experiences onto someone else's story. Instead, he invites us to practice empathic listening. That means listening with the intent to truly understand the other person's perspective, without interrupting, advising, or judging. When someone feels heard, deeply and sincerely heard, they are far more likely to open up, trust you, and reciprocate. Only after you've understood should you try to be understood. And when you do speak, you'll speak to their reality, not just your own. This habit transforms relationships. It diffuses conflict, deepens connection, and turns disagreements into dialogue. Empathy is not a technique. It's a way of being. It's the decision to suspend your own ego long enough to really grasp what someone else is feeling and saying. That's where influence begins. Habit 6. Synergize. Habit 6 is the habit of creative cooperation. It's about celebrating differences and turning them into strengths. Synergy happens when the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When people bring their unique talents, perspectives, and backgrounds together to create something neither could do alone. Covey emphasizes that synergy is not compromise. Compromise means each party gives up something. Synergy means each party gains. But it can only occur in an environment of trust, respect, and open communication. It begins with a mindset that values differences, not just tolerates them. When you enter conversations curious rather than defensive, when you seek third alternatives instead of sticking rigidly to your side, you unlock new levels of creativity. Synergy is what makes great teams, thriving families, and innovative companies. It's not about getting your way. It's about discovering a better way, together. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. The final habit is about self-renewal. Covey uses the metaphor of a saw. If you don't stop to sharpen it, eventually it becomes dull and ineffective. Similarly, if you don't take time to renew yourself, you burn out. Sharpening the saw means taking care of the 4 dimensions of your nature: physical, mental, emotional/social, and spiritual. The physical includes exercise, rest, and nutrition. The mental includes reading, learning, and developing your mind. The emotional and social side involves nurturing meaningful relationships, practicing empathy, and serving others. The spiritual dimension includes meditation, reflection, connecting with nature, or aligning with your core values. Covey emphasizes that renewal must be intentional. It doesn't happen automatically. It's about building habits of restoration into your daily and weekly life. When you sharpen the saw consistently, you not only maintain your effectiveness, you expand it. You show up more present, more creative, and more grounded in every role you play. The upward spiral. Covey describes the journey of personal growth as an upward spiral. With each turn of the spiral, you learn more, commit more, and do more, building upon each habit in greater depth. The habits are not a checklist. They are a lifestyle. As you internalize them, you begin to live more deliberately. You stop reacting and start leading. You stop blaming and start building. You stop surviving and start thriving. The upward spiral is not linear. Some days you'll slip. Some weeks you'll lose focus. But the key is that you keep climbing. With awareness, effort, and reflection, you become more effective, not just at getting things done but at living a meaningful life. Living the 7 habits. What makes the 7 habits of highly effective people timeless is its foundation in principles that do not change. Technology changes. Culture shifts. Strategies evolve. But integrity, responsibility, vision, discipline, empathy, cooperation, and renewal, these are constants. The book is not about quick wins or life hacks. It's about building character, which leads to true success. Covey's message is both simple and profound. If you want to change your world, start with yourself. If you want better relationships, become a better listener. If you want peace, practice discipline. If you want trust, lead with values. These habits are universal. They apply in the boardroom, in the living room, in your career, in your marriage, in times of triumph and in times of trial. And the more you practice them, the more natural they become, until they are not just habits but your way of being. Final recap and close. Let's end with a quick reflection. The first 3 habits: be proactive, begin with the end in mind, and put first things first, build your independence. They help you master yourself. The next 3 habits: think win-win, seek first to understand then to be understood, and synergize, build your interdependence. They help you thrive with others. And the final habit, sharpen the saw, sustains it all. It's the habit of self-care, of making sure your engine never runs dry. If you take nothing else from this book, take this. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your choices. And the power to choose, to live by principle, to build habits of effectiveness, and to craft a meaningful life, is in your hands. Begin today. Start small. Act deliberately. And climb that upward spiral, one habit at a time. Thank you for listening. If you found this summary helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more full-length book summaries. Until next time, keep growing.